People?
No.
Sorry.
I mean, we can do it after.
I think afterwards.
All right, then we'll start.
Seven.
All right, I call this meeting of Hamtramck City Council to order. Today is September 27, 2022, and it's 7:07 p.m. Would the clerk call the rules, please?
Councilman Rafai,
Present.
Councilwoman Jakowski,
Present.
Councilman Chowdhury,
Present.
Councilman Abatement,
Here.
Councilman Al-Samiri,
Yeah, present.
Councilman Hassan,
Present.
Mr. Mayor, present.
Yes, present.
We have a quorum, Mr. Mayor.
All right, rise for the pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have any community announcements?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilwoman.
I have 3. One is this Friday, the rec department is hosting a fall harvest gathering from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. at Pulaski Park. There will be cider, donuts, inflatables, pumpkins for purchase, and other sorts of fun fall activities. On October 8th, that's this Saturday, or next Saturday, there is the Hamtramck Neighborhood Arts Festival. It's really cool. There's going to be a map online. You can go, the website is hamtramckneighborhoodartsfestival.com. There will be a map available of places all over town where artists will share some of the art that they've done. Recently, they might have a display up, they might have something for sale. There's some really cool stuff that happens with that, so definitely check that out. And then the next day, October 9th, is the rescheduled Sunday in the Alley event for viewing the Joe Louis Greenway plans and get resident input. There will be some examples of how they're expecting that Joe Louis Greenway to look. It's going to go through the alley down Joseph Campo, where it's thin between Kniff and Holbrook. So it's definitely good to go check that out. So that'll be on October 9th during, I think it's 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or something like that. I forgot the time, behind Olamon. So those are my 3. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more announcements?
Yes, Ronna, do you want to read those emails or no?
Yes. So I have an announcement from Lynn Blasey. She says, hello, Mayor and Council. Please include the following in the community announcements section of today's meeting. This Saturday, October 1st, sorry, multitasking. This Saturday, October 1st, is Saturday Tea at Zussman Park from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. All are welcome to join us. This will be our last outdoor tea, and I'm working on securing a regular indoor location for the winter months. Number 2, Friday, October 7th is a spring bulb planting event for the planter boxes along Joseph Campo. We'll meet at 10 a.m. at Pope Park for a quick welcome, intro, and demo, and teams will be sent out to plant in designated spots in the boxes for bright and beautiful blooms from early to late spring next year and for years to come. Huge thanks to GM for providing 1,250 bulbs and sending volunteers for this event. Number 3, Saturday, October 8th is the Hamtramck Neighborhood Arts Festival. All day, artists and creators across Hamtramck will open their studios to the public. She did include a link. That's not going to do you any good on this paper. For more information, maybe she'll supply it on her website or somewhere else. Sunday, October 9th is the rescheduled Joe Louis Greenway preview. Come out and see what the reimagined alley could look like and provide feedback to the organizers. And that is it for that.
Any more announcements? All right, we'll move to the proclamations, recognition, and presentations. And I'll start with reading the added proclamation. City of Hamtramck Proclamation, recognition of the Yemeni Revolution. Whereas the Yemeni people inside the country and abroad celebrate the 60th anniversary of the Yemeni Revolution of September 26, 1962. The revolution in which the Yemeni people overthrew the monarchy regime that kept the country in dark ages for centuries, and whereas the 26th of September marked the birth of the Arab Republic of Yemen in the northern parts of the country, and whereas this paved the way for the revolution of the 14th of October 1 year later in the southern part of Yemen against the British occupation, which led to its liberation and independence, and whereas the outcome of both revolutions was the reunion of the country on May 22nd, 1990, and whereas people of Yemen continue to face recurrent waves of counter-revolutions that threaten their republic, unity, and sovereignty, and whereas they continue to fight for liberty, unity, democracy, social and economic equity and justice, and whereas the Yemenis realize the importance and value of the 26th of September and the 14th of October revolutions, after they experienced the rule of variant militias over the past several years, they now honor and recognize their September and October revolutions and celebrate them like they had never done before. This is happening in concurrence with their ongoing struggle to regain their republic, freedom, unity, and sovereignty. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the city of Hamtramck proclaims the 26th of September and the 14th of October to be designated as the Yemeni Revolution Days, and encourages, recognizes, and congratulates the Yemeni people on celebrating those national holidays. The next one will be October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I can go ahead and read that too.
If you need me to help you read those, I'll read those too.
You can read the rest of them.
Okay.
Breast Cancer Awareness Month, whereas every woman is at risk of breast cancer even if she has no family history or other risk factors for the disease, and whereas the screening and early detection of breast cancer are vital to the health and well-being of women, and whereas research shows that screening mammograms can help reduce the number of deaths from breast cancer among women, whereas beginning at age 40, women should undergo regular screening mammography for the early detection of breast cancer at intervals based on risk factors every 1 to 2 years. And whereas the city of Hamtramck is pleased to join with the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene to encourage women to learn about their risk for breast cancer, talk to their healthcare providers about recommended breast cancer screening, and be screened with clinical breast exams and mammograms as appropriate. Now, therefore, I, Mayor of Hamtramck, do hereby proclaims October 2022 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month in Hamtramck, and do commend this observance to all of our citizens. The next one is October is Fire Prevention Month. Can go ahead and read that.
Recognizing October as Fire Prevention Month with October 9th through 15th as Fire Prevention Week. Whereas the City of Hamtramck, Wayne County, Michigan is committed to ensuring the safety and security of all those living in and visiting our city, and whereas fire is a serious public safety concern, both locally and nationally, and homes are the locations where people are at greatest risk from fire, and whereas home fires killed more than 2,770 people in the United States in 2019, according to the National Fire Protection Association, and fire departments in the United States responded to 339,500 home fires. And whereas smoke alarms sense smoke well before you can, alerting you to danger in the event of fire in which you may have as little as 2 minutes to escape safely. And whereas working smoke alarms cut the risk of dying in reported home fires in half. And whereas city residents should be sure everyone in the home understands the sounds of the alarms and knows how to respond. And whereas Hamtramck residents who have planned and practiced the home fire escape plan are more prepared and will therefore be more likely to survive a fire. And whereas city residents will make sure their smoke and carbon CO alarms meet the needs of all family members, including those with sensory and physical disabilities. And whereas Hamtramck firefighters are dedicated to reducing the occurrence of home fires and home fire injuries through prevention and protection education. And whereas the 2022 Fire Prevention Week campaign, Fire Won't Wait, Plan Your Escape, works to educate everyone about simple but important actions they can take to keep themselves and those around them safe from home fires. Now therefore I, the Mayor, Amar Galib, Mayor of Hamtramck, do hereby proclaim October 2022 as Fire Prevention Month, with October 9th through 15th, 2022 as Fire Prevention Week. And I urge all the people of Hamtramck to support the many public safety activities and efforts of our fire and emergency services.
Thank you. The next one is the Proclamation 100th Anniversary Celebration of Holy Cross, Polish National CC.
I'll take this one, Rana. City of Hamtramck Proclamation celebrating Holy Cross Parish's 100-year anniversary. Whereas the City of Hamtramck, Wayne County, Michigan recognizes institutions of faith whose purpose and endeavors remain dedicated to the pursuit of spiritual fulfillment. And whereas throughout its 100 years of guiding parishioners, Holy Cross Parish has served generations, teaching them to live in truth, love, and righteousness. And whereas over the years, the parish has grown in many ways, from the size of the facilities to the number of religious educational programs and an increase in community outreach. And whereas it has always been the intent of the City of Hamtramck to honor and support those organizations whose works improve the quality of life for the community. Now therefore, I, Mayor Golub, Mayor of Hamtramck, do hereby proclaim that on this 27th day of September 2022, we pay homage to the founders of the Holy Cross Parish and recognize the church's mission to build a foundation for parishioners to strengthen their religious belief.
Thank you. Last one is the proclamation. October is Polish American Heritage Month.
Who wants it?
I can read it again. Polish American Heritage Month. Whereas Polish Americans can be truly proud of the significant contributions people of Polish descent have made not only to the City of Hamtramck, but to the United States as a whole in the arts, the sciences, religion, and every area of endeavor. And whereas Poland has given humanity much through the contributions of such figures as Copernicus, Marie Sklodowska-Curie, I apologize in advance, Henryk Sienkiewicz, Joseph Conrad, Frederick Chopin. Thank you. Oh, you got me on camera for pronouncing these incorrectly. Ignacy Jan Paderewski, and I'm sorry, Paderewski. Thank you so much. And whereas Poland has given the United States much through the contributions of those like Thank you. Kazimierz Pulaski, John Cardinal Kroll, and the innumerable contributions of generations of Polish immigrants and their descendants. And whereas Poland's legacy continues to bless America and all mankind in countless ways today, whereas the City of Hamtramck feels unwavering unity with the Polish people in Poland and abroad. Now therefore, Mayor Golub, Mayor of Hamtramck, do hereby proclaim October 2022 as Polish American Heritage Month in the City of Hamtramck and do commend this observance to all of our citizens.
Thank you. Now we move to the additions, deletions, agenda approval. Do you have any additions or deletions?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
we will not need the closed session this evening. That's all right.
We will not need it, you said?
Correct.
Okay. All right, so the next section is the public input.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Ms. Carrie Beck, Hamtramck resident, 3 minutes.
I just wanted to make a comment about Mr. Symes' comment at the last meeting where he announced that apparently there is an extra legal procurement process going on for our city manager. Since I haven't seen a public posting, I'm wanting to know if somebody wanted to apply, how they would apply, where the application is, how they get it to whoever it is who is meeting currently to discuss this extra legal process. I want to know for making sure that this extra legal process is following federal laws related to discrimination, state laws related to procurement, local laws and resolutions that have been adopted for procurement. I just wanted to make sure that we weren't going to get sued because I could use a new hot tub. Thanks.
Lukman Saleh, Sobaysky Street, 3 minutes, sir.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here to announce that we're all proud of our mayor and city council members for the teamwork since we elected them. The second point is about the resolution 2290. We've been many years, almost crying about the budget of the city, and we're looking for every single dollars to gather it from here and there. And there is a chance in our hands for that tax from the company that Z-Blocks. And I know you guys working all together and making a team, but in this point, there is some division.
Look,
And-
I apologize. I just want to make sure this is on.
Okay. So I heard about the 2 ideas. Some of you guys said 6 years, and I believe 6 years is enough and fair for the company and for the community. And the other team, they said it's 10 years, and if you guys think it's the best for the city, we also gonna support you. But you'll see the difference between the 6 and 10 years. It's 4 years, and that's almost $1 million. So $1 million, the city can get benefit of that. But we still trust you, and we still supporting you, and we want you to choose the best for the city and the community. Thank you.
Ms. Gail Reynolds? Eveline, 3 minutes.
This is going to be quick. I just started attending the meetings, and I just have a couple of a few questions. How far in advance can we get the agenda? And then how do we know what is going to be put on an agenda? I know that there is an item that has been tabled that I'm very interested in, and I want to make sure that I am present when it comes before the council. So I was just wondering, how would we know that?
Fridays.
Do you want me to tell this?
It goes live on Fridays on the internet.
I'm sorry?
It goes live Friday on the internet.
Friday on the
It's on
internet?
board docs. If you go to the city's website, City of Hamtramck, you can go under Mayor and Council and click on that, and it'll take you right to it.
Okay, and that'll be for the following
For the
meeting?
yes, the following Tuesday, so.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you.
Abdul Hussein? Hamtramck resident, you didn't mark, did you want to speak at the first meeting? Is that what you?
Yes.
Okay, 3 minutes, sir.
Hello, everyone. I'm here for the 22 Amending, which is it's a company and it's arrived to Hamtramck. I think what we, like Lukman says, 10 years or 6 years, I think it's too much. The city needs the money, okay? And I see so many small business, they have waiting 6 months to 1 year to get proof to open. Nobody look at that, okay? And let me tell you something about the big companies. Like American Axle was next door to Hamtramck. Not even like 10 people working from Hamtramck to American Axle, which they used to have more than 3,000 employers. All their employers from outside Hamtramck. And right now, don't concern about the big company. Big companies, sometimes they have their way to get their employers. I know like some people that they said they're gonna put 50 people to work. 50 people to work. Either if they are from Hamtramck, they're gonna pay tax. Even the resident in Hamtramck, they work in somewhere else, they're gonna pay tax to Hamtramck. It doesn't matter. I think 3 years will be enough for Hamtramck. Hamtramck need the money, and don't think that big company is gonna be here for 10 years and they're gonna have another 10 years. They're gonna move to somebody else. Thank you.
Thank you. Mutahar Fadel, Trowbridge, 3 minutes.
Hello. Thank you to the mayor and the city council. Also, I want to, I know it's been a while, I haven't been here to congratulate Max for his new position, also Maali and the city's attorney, and whoever else got promoted. You know, I haven't been here in a few months. And every time I come here and say something that one of the city officials don't like it, I end up getting investigated by the building department or the tax, or a letter from the tax department requesting payment that I don't owe. And the building department, sometimes it could be a violation, but I see people in my neighborhood who have violations. They don't talk to them, and even when they gave me enough time, they give someone else more time than they did to me to fix the violation, which I don't deny the violation. And that's not gonna stop me from saying whatever I think is right and support my community. And I feel some of the city officials, when they meet with us, they give us their numbers. And when we try to contact them or leave messages for them, they don't respond to us. Makes me think that they don't want to talk to who they think they are, a third-class resident. which I don't like. And lately is the parking enforcement officer who came to harass my workers who was working on my garage, which I obtained the permit, and she didn't let them park on the alley. And I tried to contact some officials to see if there is, where they call it rules, not for them not to park, which is not on the way. If there was a resolution or an ordinance, I'll respect it, but I did not get no answers. And to the the council about the resolution 2022-90. I know you guys are divided, and we don't know who's telling, who's right or wrong. But I want to tell you, if the city is a small city and we don't have much income sources, so if you're going to make the company leave the city, you will be held accountable. So I hope you guys not trying to make a name or to just make a point or make someone else wrong because you wanted to. You're not looking at the benefit of the city. And we know all of you and every one of you, and if you do the wrong thing, we will have to tell the resident about everything, and we will name you to them. We'll tell them exactly what you guys did to the city. So I want you to make the right decision. I can't tell you what to do, but if you guys doing it because you wanted to do it or show off, that's not what we want. And this is not the reason we elected you and supported you and also endorsed you. Thank you.
Mr. Nasser Hussain.
Assalamu alaikum. Regarding the Z-Box, this is the last thing. If you insist on doing it, do it for 3 years, 4 years. See how they do after 3 years, 4 years, evaluate them, then you can always extend it. Making us stick with like 10 years, it's very unfair. If I go, I tell you I'm gonna build a house for $1 million, I'll pay income tax, my kids will pay income tax, but keep the taxes as is, $1,000 a year. Would you agree to that? You have to have the same balance for everybody, same scale. And also, do not depend, we're gonna get 25 employees. I heard the agreement. They will try their best to get 25 employees. They could open tomorrow, fully automated, no employees, zero. You're getting nothing. Also, one more question. In the past 2 months, I didn't see the payment to the municipal parking services. I wonder why you didn't get paid. And that's it. I hope you take the right decisions. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, that's all for public comment.
All right. So we'll move to the consent agenda. This is approved in a single motion with no discussion. Item A, approval of minutes from September 15, 2022 regular city council meeting. B, approval of invoice.
Mr. Chair,
Special meeting.
can I suspend the law, please? I think my city clerk, before we go to the consent agenda, she forgets something.
I have another public comment. I
Okay.
apologize. It's from Lynn Blasey as well. Hello, Mayor and Council. Regarding resolution, and I want to treat it because it had to do with the resolution. So regarding Resolution 2290, I'd like to reiterate what I've said previously on the topic of tax abatement for Z-Box. It is in the city's long-term best interest to encourage investment from businesses and corporations. These investments are vitally important to help us continue addressing our budget challenges and move on from being a struggling to thriving city. We simply cannot move in that direction without big projects like this. The tax abatement program is a long-established, legally protected program designed to encourage large-scale investments. Please reconsider the short-sighted shortening of the timeline to 6 years and restore it to 10 years as it was originally presented to the council. I'm very concerned that not working on a reasonable timeline with Z-Box will send a message to other investors that we have no interest in working with them either and keep our city on a trajectory of budget challenges. Thank you, Lynn Blasey. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That's it for public comment.
All right. So the consent agenda, Approval of minutes from the September 15, 2022 regular city council meeting. B, approval of invoice registered date ending September 27, 2022. C, approval of pre-approved expenditure date ending September 27, 2022.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No objections? All right. Now, there's no public hearing. We'll move to the old business, which we have Resolution 2022-90 approving industrial facilities exemption certificates for Z-Box Global LLC at 8801 Conant.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Mr. Protem.
this
There is a
resolution,
motion and
Motion.
comments.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Discussion, you can go ahead.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I like to amend this resolution 2022-90. Going back to the original resolution, it was the 8+2. This is the resolution is 6+2. So I'm amending this resolution to 8+2 original resolution.
Do we have support?
Second.
All right.
Mr. Chair,
Oh,
discussion, right?
discussion.
So why I'm doing that, my community members want to know. So I had a discussion with all the department head, city manager, Wayne County economical development, and finally I had a discussion with the owner. I never know him, and by the phone I have a discussion. So we have to look for the city interest and the business interest too, both sides. After all those discussion, no investor want to come around here with this short period of time or long-term investment. Nobody was thinking. This building long time was alone, no business development, everything's together, new G-Box, want to open the 75 employees opportunity, and everybody gonna pay their salary, 1% is coming here. So if we don't give any businessman opportunity to come, open and do the business comfortable, how they feel, not like abusing our system. And there is the other businessman also calling me from outside. I had intention to go there, but I'm watching this one. It's not easy to get the business there. I might not gonna come. So those kinds of bad reputation, we don't want it. We want to finish up today. And we also finish up today like lots of community leader. We do our best decision for Hamtramck city. I've been long time this council, and I'm looking for Hamtramck interest. Looking for Hamtramck interest long term. We lose little money, but end of the day, we're gonna gain big money. So that's the way, after all those discussions, and I came to today to amend this resolution, come back to the original 8+2, that is the fair enough for city, fair enough for the businessman. That's why I feel and I brought it. I just want to explain that. It's not me alone. I never know the gentleman. I spoke to all the department head. I spoke to the Wayne County, and I spoke to a couple of my colleagues. I spoke to mayor, and we had an advisor also. We did discuss. So this is the good situation I feel. That's why I brought it. There is my explanation why I'm going for that. And of course, I'm going to be held on if this anything going wrong direction to the Hamtramck city finance. Yes, of course, I'm going to be blamed for that. And I have a confidence what I am doing today and is good for Hamtramck and it will be good for Hamtramck. Thanks.
Any more discussions?
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Councilwoman.
I had two short things I wanted to say, and it doesn't really matter if I say it now or in the next discussion part. One was that I understand where people are coming from with wanting the shorter amount of time, but in the discussions that I've had with people who have similar educations to me, are in similar careers to me, I've talked to different investors, I've talked to different economics people, I've talked to a lot of different people since we had the public hearing on August 9th, and I want to clarify that we did have multiple points of entry for public input on this. So we started this conversation with a public hearing on August 9th. We also had public comments during the meeting on August 23rd. We also had comments the other week. We also had comments today. We've had emails, and I know I've had residents stop me on the street and talk to me about different things, and I've talked to a lot of different people, and the overwhelming desire is for something to happen with that Masant building. And the understanding that I've gotten with my discussions with people who know a little more than me in life seems to strongly support doing 10 years versus trying for the 6 years and risking them walking away completely, which seems to be a very likely situation. And so, like my council, like the Mayor Pro Tem has said, this seems to be the best decision in the long run, instead of just looking at the short-term benefit for Hamtramck.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
regarding the resolution 2022-90, as let our residents know that the same company built Hamtramck Recycle, where previously, I believe in 2013 or 2014, Mayor and Council before us, they approved 12 years tax abatement for the same company, same owners. And until today, we haven't got much money from this company, and I'm referring to the same owner, same company that owns Z-Box. So, and regarding employees, they're not here today, but I want to ask them this question: since Hamtramck Recycling been open, how much employees from the city of Hamtramck have been employed in Hamtramck Recycling? They tell us that they will hire from the city of Hamtramck, but it's not guaranteed. Like I said, they will try, so-called, to hire people from Hamtramck. If everybody's looking for the benefit of the city of Hamtramck, it's been almost 11 years since we haven't even gained any money from Hamtramck Recycling. So how come we're giving this company again another 10 years of tax abatement, and then we have to see money? If we haven't seen money now from the Hamtramck Recycling, if my colleagues are going on that route of changing it back to 10 years, that's their opinion. I think 6 years it's enough. Like I said, they have bought this building. They already have helped with the tax previously before they bought this building. They're not going nowhere. They're telling you they're going to leave. They already spent enough money in that building. It's been operating. They're not going to go nowhere. So my advice is true. We don't want investors to leave the city of Hamtramck. But as you know, that's the only building that we have in the city of Hamtramck for anybody to invest. There's no other location to invest. And also, if they do decide to leave and not operate this company, we can do like the city of Hamtramck. We can order them to demolish these old buildings. And that's how Detroit did. If you don't fix your building within the period of time, you can pass a resolution. You know what? You got a certain time for you to demolish this building, old buildings. So, my colleagues, think twice before you vote. It's enough we gave the same owners 12 years. Why we should add another 10 years for this company if we haven't gained anything from the same owner? I'm not going to mention the companies. It's the same owner, same group. I encourage them. We give them for 6 years. And like Mr. Nas Hussein had said, you can give them time and then change it if they're doing good. And that's all, Mayor.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Councilman Parliament.
So after I did my due diligence and I talked to many people from Wayne County and from different measures, I came to conclusion that
we have to go with the 10 years because we want to send clear message to the investor to come to Hamtramck. Because we can't compare the houses with the business. Business, they have employed that pay income tax. They have employed that dine in the city. They have employed that go to the restaurant. They have employed that pump gas in the gas stations. We got money from different places. On top of this, we're gonna have some people work from our community. They could just walk there to the warehouse and work there. They don't have to get a car. They don't have to get insurance. We have so many women in the city that don't drive. They don't have cars. They could just walk there and work from there. And it's not something uncommon. It's not something we don't know. It's something that if many cities done it before. They do it for 15 years. And we're gonna do it for 10 years. It's not something like, oh, we're hiding something from the community or from the people, like we're doing something wrong. This is something common in the state of Michigan. It's good that they lower from 15 to 10. You know, we want to send a clear message to the investor and to everyone who trying to come to Hamtramck. We want to attract more businesses to Hamtramck. So I think we should go with the 10 years because that place is being vacant for 15 years or more. And these people, they have more than 50 properties in Michigan. They could go invest anywhere. They don't have to stay in Hamtramck. They could just go invest anywhere and leave it empty. And who's gonna get the plane? Us. So we have to make the right decision. And we have to think about it before we vote. Are we put on our interest first or the community interest first? So I'm requesting the council to think about it before they vote, because this is a decision that can affect the community, either in a good way or a bad way. Because if we lose them, nobody gonna come and invest in Hamtramck. So we want to send a message to and attract the people from outside the Hamtramck. And plus, you know, we wanna, you know, it's when they say like, okay, if you're gonna give break to this company, big companies, give break to the houses, the people, the resident. We can't give break to the resident, because resident, they don't, like I said, they don't pay income tax, they don't pay nothing. So if we have 75 employees and they're gonna pay 1% of their salary, let's say and the average salary for the employees is 50K. We're gonna be making 50 times, how much? 100. It's almost 70, more than 50K a year. So, like I said, as a new business owner, in order to gain something, you have to lose something. So we have to lose somewhere to gain somewhere. And that's all for today.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yes.
Yes, Councilman Smear.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Look, this is city of Hamtramck. City of Hamtramck is a small location. They don't have a space like other city. City of Hamtramck, they need every penny. And budget is short. Other city, they have more space. The budget is full. If they spend 10, 15 years, 20 years, they have more space. Hamtramck, they got no space, only this location. And people working inside of Hamtramck, they don't find out from Wayne County, from the state for investment. People, they hiding. They don't work in straight to make the cities better. I like to find out people to work inside the city. This is my city. The best way, when I working for the city, not over 3 years. If people they want to stay, welcome. If it's not, a lot of people investment from Wayne County, from the state. People, they don't working from inside the Hamtramck. We need to bring more investment. Please, we have to find out. One penny we need. Not they gonna short the budget and give more other people over 10 years. This is wrong. I support what they make when they say the other people the 6 years.
This is the best way. If they want to accept, it's okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, to add to my point again, to let you guys know that when this company came to the city of Hamtramck to buy this building, they were not promised anything to have tax abate. So that means when they bought it, they knew it's a good location. They knew it's a building that they think, you know what, this is the only building they will find around the city. So they didn't think about it, oh, well, let's see if we can get the city to have tax freeze on it, and then we purchase to buy it. No, they actually bought it, they invest money, they put thousands of money on this building, is because they ain't going nowhere. So for you to think that they're gonna leave, I guarantee they're not. Even though if they left this, if they're not gonna continue doing Z-Box, we will still get our taxes, no matter what happens. So if you guys think that, hey, we continue to give them another 10 years, let's wait like how we waited Hamtramck Recycling until we see money, and then that's a decision that you guys think it's best.
Excuse me, Mayor, I forget something for this location. This is 25 acres. That's where it was empty lot, the tax is 80,000. They make a lawyer now for 19,000, 25 acres. From 80,000 to 19,000. And they want some free. From 80,000 to 19,000. They make a lawyer already. It's 25 acres, it's not 2 acres. You gotta figure it out.
All right, thank you. But is that accurate, that they pay only 19,000?
No.
Yes.
I can chime in. The 19,000 is the city millage rate, is what is going in here. After the tribunal, they're roughly around $61,500 in total taxes on the property.
But how much the taxes when we was before, when he bought the property? How much the taxes? Every year. This is 25 acres, not 2 acres, not 3 acres.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
if I remember correctly from the public hearing that they were paying.
This is an empty lot, 25 acres. It's not how much
All right,
how many
Councilman.
hangar, how many building.
All right, we got your point. Yes, Councilman.
If I remember correctly, it was around $80,000, and then it was reassessed because the deterioration of the building, brought it down to around 60,000, which is the 61,000 number that Conrad just mentioned. And that is one of the risks that we face if we do not take this, is that it will continue to deteriorate, and if they knock it down, we will get even less and less tax money from this. So we are risking them walking away and doing nothing and continuing to get less and less tax money from this 25 acres, whereas if we accepted it 10 years, we can guarantee that they're going to put around $18.5 million into this property, which will increase the tax rate after the 10 years.
All right, thank you.
10 years, like American Axle, they use same thing.
Suspend the law.
Councilman Chowdhury, please. You haven't spoken, so go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As you all heard from different councilmen and women, their perspective. See, I have done my due diligence. I did talk to some of these economic developments, other cities. And after I spoke with them and gave them the full details of this G-Box proposal, many of them supported that 8 plus 2, 10 years tax abatement. You know, many cities do that to bring the investors and develop the cities. You know, this building was an abandoned building for over 10 years. If you go by this viaduct, after this viaduct, it looks like it's scary, it's not safe. But they're going to do the new landscaping, new renovation. It will look nice for the city. It will look nice for this coming from 94, coming from all directions. I seen their presentation when they were here on the screen, and I accepted because of the landscape and the project they're planning on doing. And you know, as far as currently we're receiving 61,000, and 8 plus 2 will go very fast. And they're investing $18 million. It's a lot of money, and hoping that, you know, they continue with prosper with our cities, other places. That's why I made my decision that it's such a good investor and it's welcoming. Thank you, that's all.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
Councilman Barmaki.
So, I framed yet to mention that after going back and forth with the company meetings, there's no way they could do 6 years. He said there's no way we could do 6. So either we do 8 plus 2 or they leave. So we have no choice. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, will my colleagues guarantee they will have a percentage of numbers of the city of Hamtramck be employed in this company? Or is it just, we will try to get Hamtramck residents? So if you guys do decide today to vote for 10 years to change it and vote for 10 years, guaranteed the citizens of Hamtramck that you guys will have a big percentage of Hamtramck residents to work in this facility. And second, if you guys are willing to give this billion company tax break, give it to these residents that just built brand new houses. Give them a break. They tore down old houses, or they bought these lots, and now they're building these beautiful houses. Why not give them a break on taxes? So if you think about these billion-dollar companies, why not think about these residents who voted for you and they live in the city of Hamtramck, who will stay and live, and their kids will live in the city, and give them a break on their taxes.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, so, my colleague, about the employee. Right now, short of the employee everywhere. So the gentleman gonna hire Hamtramck employee as many as they can. Here is the problem, okay? If I go apply for the operation manager, if I don't know anything about the operation, how he gonna hire me as the operation manager, and his business gonna be fall into the garbage? So this is one kind of example. He need a hire driver. So if you have the experienced hire driver, we're gonna take to him and he's gonna hire. Some kinds of thing we also have to consider. He cannot be hiring all the Hamtramck employees to run his business. He has to, maybe all of them, if his criteria fit. But he will do the Hamtramck people. Like a councilman, Adam Albermaki said, yes, of course, if they hire me as an employee, I don't have to go drive the car and go there and work and come back home. Or my brother, my sister, my mom or my dad can go and pick me up from the job. So that kinds of also opportunity we have. Again and again, demolish the building, make as an empty lot, like a American Excel, 3 million to go all the way to the, drop all the way to the floor. So we don't want that kinds of situation. We are hoping money is gonna come and they have a strong mentality to improve their business. Again, a hiring employee as a criteria, qualification, they will do best to hire the Hamtramck network people. I spoke to the gentleman.
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, it's a warehouse. It's not.
And it's gonna come after 10 years.
It's a warehouse. Anybody could do warehousing. If you guys guarantee that you're gonna hire, I'm not saying the whole employees, 75, but a big percentage of employees in a warehouse, go ahead.
Okay. So, thank you so much. So I just want to mention the process that we went through when we negotiated with this company. We had several meetings with them, and they were asking for 12 years first, and then we kept in touch with them, and I kept telling them I personally negotiated my best, and if there was a way to lower it to 5 years, I would have done so. I told them that my advisors and my team are asking only for 5 years, and I give them so many reasoning, and they were insisting not to go below 12 years, 10 plus 2. Then I told them the last day, if you can't go down, don't call me anymore, because I would not support this, and I cannot cooperate with you. The next day they called me and they said, after talking to each other, they agreed to go down to 8 years plus 2. And I showed that we still want more. So we tried our best to lower the number of years. Their final answer was like, less than that, we will just leave. So that's what I reached, and then I left it for the city council meeting. I was like, if you are able to lower the number of years anymore, that's fine. This is all I could do with them. They showed me some state regulations, forget the names, 93 and all this, that they give them the average of 10 years. And then I put some terms that the priority should be for Hamtramck residents, for employments, and there should be some community benefits agreements to, contribute to the community with the stuff. And they showed some interest to do that, but I didn't show a full agreement. I said, okay, if you guys can lower the number of years, that would be good. We need the business. It's part of our promise to the people that we need to bring businesses to the city. And I know big businesses will not come without incentives. That's common. We don't want to send a message to other investors that, we are not gonna welcome any investors. Because if we are a rich city and we have surplus in our budget, then we can put our own terms. We can say either we do it our way or the highway. But we are not. We need some investors. We need some income to the city. So if you are poor, then you can't force your terms on others. This is a big company. I know that if we insist on strict terms, they would say, okay, we have 300 properties around the state. We'll just move to Detroit and leave this or sell it. I don't think it's a big hit for them. So I left it to the city council members to decide. This is the best I was able to get from them. And then I, like anybody else here, consulted some specialists, including the Wayne County Economic Director, the Director of Economic Development, Khalil Rahali. He came to the City Hall, and he's a very smart person and trustworthy. And I asked him about this. I said, they are asking for tax abatement, 10 years, plus 2 construction. And he asked me how many employees is there. We told him they promised 75 full-time and some part-time. And he told me it's worth it. He said it's worth it. That's what he said. I'm not saying that, I wish we can bring it lower. And then I told him I was able to bring it down to 8 plus 2. He was like, that's even better. So it's not, I don't think it's a risky, it's a risky decision. It's not going to be that bad as the parking meters, for example, to hurt the businesses. If you think about selling the lots and houses to residents, we sell like 3 to 5 houses a year, and we end up making like 4,000 to 5,000 from each house. In 10 years, maybe we'll end up selling 30 lots. Then we'll have like 30 new houses that pay taxes. In that 10 years, we will go up from 60,000 to 240 or 250,000, which is equal to building 50 new houses in 10 years. If we delay this, maybe leave it empty for another 5 years, I think that's a waste of time. We could invest this time. It's not the best deal, but I think it's not that bad. Am I in support of this? If it's the last resort and the best we can get, I would support it. If we can get it lower, that would even be better. But it seems like their final answer was like, if it's lower than this, we'll just leave. So it's up to the city council members to decide tonight, and then we'll see what the outcome will be.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
was it the time to call the board?
Well, the thing is, I'm letting the conversation go because I know it's a touchy subject, but we still are only supposed to talk on the amended resolution. So you're only really supposed to be discussing changing it from 6 to 10 years. I know it's a touchy subject, so if there's nothing else about
Technically, they have been talking about that.
Yeah, because,
I noticed that too. So I think you guys have been talking about the 6 to 10 issue.
So if you want to vote on that, and then we can motion to vote on the amended resolution, and if there's any other discussion.
Okay, we can go ahead and vote.
No, that's okay. It's all done.
Good, ready to vote?
Yep.
So we're voting.
Amended.
We're voting on amending Resolution 2290 back to the original resolution of a 10-year abatement, 8 plus 2 years.
Yep.
I had a motion by Hassan, Chowdhury seconded. Councilman Rafai?
No.
Councilwoman Jakowski?
Yes.
Councilman Al-Burmaki,
Yes.
Councilman Al-Samiri,
No.
Councilman Hassan,
Yes.
Councilman Chowdhury.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, the amended resolution of 2290 back to 10 years abatement is approved 4-2.
All right, thank you. And now we have the amended resolution.
Mr. Chair, I think enough discussion done, amended resolution right on the floor. I think there is no need to be any more discussion, we can call vote.
No, so now it's just amended.
I know, that's why it's a discussion.
Correct. So-
Amended resolution, discussion.
So I still need a motion and a second to discuss the full voting on the amended resolution.
No, it's already amended.
It doesn't
No.
go back to the
It's
original.
already amended.
It's already amended.
Remember I emailed you
Yeah,
regarding
so right now,
this.
you
So
have
when
the
they first-
motion to, now you have the motion to do this new
Yes,
amended
because let me
motion.
explain, when you motioned the first time around, it was a motion regarding the 6 years. So you're
Right.
motioning to vote on a 6-year
Okay.
resolution. You amended it, you voted
Okay.
to amend it, it's approved, now you're motioning to vote on the amended
That's what I-
resolution.
Okay,
That's correct.
Mr. Chair, I like to make the motion amended resolution offered to the.
Are you amending or are you voting on the amended resolution?
Voting, that's what we say.
Okay, because just making it clear, it's a touchy subject.
All right, so he's.
Voting right now,
We need
go
to
ahead.
Thank you, so
support.
motion, I need a second.
Yeah.
Second.
Thank you.
All right, any more discussion now?
That's why it's a no discussion, everything, enough discussion been done. So,
Vote.
yeah,
Thank you.
that's what I feel.
Hassan, Councilman Hassan,
Yes.
Councilman Al-Samiri,
No.
Councilman Al-Burmaki,
Yes.
Councilman Chowdhury,
Yes.
Councilwoman Chakowski.
Yes.
Councilman Rafai.
No.
Mr. Mayor, Resolution 22, approving industrial facilities exemption certificate for Z-Box Global LLC at 8801 Conant, approved 4-2.
All right, thank you. Now we move to the new businesses. We have no new business for this meeting, and we move to the report. And start with the mayor report. I first want to start with the thanking everyone here who attended this meeting today, and especially those who drove from other states to attend this meeting. And I would like to mention that this would always happen, that we would disagree on stuff. Everyone would think the best interest of the city on one way or the other. We should not take it personal when we disagree on things. I appreciate everyone's opinion, that they all work hard to bring good and benefits to the city, which I really appreciate. We'll continue to do our best to serve our community and work with each other. And like I said, we would sometimes disagree, but we don't take it. We shouldn't take it personal, and we always try to work as a team. So I really thank you so much, everyone. Regarding some events that happened in the past 2 weeks, last week we had an event that I was invited to for the Bengali community. It was inauguration of the Matiyura Union, which is a new organization, non-political, non-profit organization that I attended, and I'd like to thank Mayor Pro Tem Hassan and Councilman Chowdhury for inviting me to that event. It was a great event. We met with some community members, and it's always good to organize and mobilize in this community and work to serve our community. I attended another event last week, was with the FBI new director and his team. They had a meet and greet to get to know the community, especially the Yemeni community, and we met the new staff, the new officers, and it was a very productive meeting. We learned so much about the mission of the FBI and how they cooperate with the people, with the community, to serve the community. They are not always available in bad situations. They do stuff to support the community and to hold some training sessions in the schools and other organizations and facilities. Those are the only two events that I could remember, and That's all for my report, and we move to the Mayor Pro Tem report.
Mr. Chair and my colleagues and all the residents. I was in New York City, New York, Sunday. There is the convention we had, United Nations Assembly. After that, we have a convention, Bangladeshi American elected official convention. There is so far 37 elected official from Bangladeshi American United States being elected as a mayor, as a senator, Atlanta, New Hampshire, state rep, and mayor, and myself, deputy mayor, and all other council members, together 37 of them. So immigrant welcome this country and making progress. And also I really appreciate to the comment former councilwoman Dr. Keribeth Leslie. Yeah, I did a comment last week because of there is a couple of division, couple of discussion, couple of comment coming to the attracting mayor and other people, how we hiring the city manager, this and that, color issue. So we don't want to go that far. So if it is good for Hamtramck city, if we have to hire the company, no problem for me. But I try to save some money to throw the application Michigan Municipal League to the Hamtramck website. That was my proposal. It's not the one we're going to do it. So if it is for residents, what the thing, if we all think, and Hamtramck city and attorney, what they think, if it is good to hire the company, I don't have no issue with that. If we go for the second option through the Michigan Municipal League and the Hamtramck city website, is still good for me. I just want to meet somebody. It was very clear who is qualified for city manager. We're going to look for that person. It's not the gender issue. It's not the color issue. What we think my vote will go. Who I think who is the qualified I feel myself, and that person I'm going to say yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is the City Council report.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Councilwoman.
I forgot one event in the community announcement, so I want to say it first before I forget again, is on Sunday, October 2nd from 1 to 7 p.m. There is the Ike Blessett Hamtramck Baseball Classic happening at the historic Hamtramck Stadium. And so there will be baseball stars and stuff there. I'm not a baseball person, so I can't tell you much more than that, but it sounds really cool. So you can look that up at the Hamtramck Parks Conservancy, and I think it's been on the City of Hamtramck Facebook page, but I'm not positive on that. What I actually wanted to say was to remind people that if someone was trying to watch this meeting and wasn't able to, that they can watch the replay on channel 19 through the library. And also just recognizing that the last cleanup of the year was on Saturday, and we had a fairly small turnout, but it was still a cleanup happened. And it's really nice to get out with different residents and even meeting new residents at those. And so once we start up again next year, I hope to see a lot of you out there for those community cleanups. On Wednesday, I went to the Citizen Research Council's public policy dinner and just heard a little bit more about what they do as an organization in terms of helping to inform elected and appointed officials throughout the state of Michigan. And so that's a really good resource that I can recommend to my colleagues to use as well as myself in the future. And then this morning, I was in a meeting with the Detroit Stroke Coalition, and they are working on expanding into doing a concerted effort to do stroke prevention in the city of Hamtramck. And I wanted to give a shout out and thank you to Reverend Sharon Buttry for an excellent presentation, kind of contextualizing the city of Hamtramck in terms of demographics and giving them some tips on how to do outreach successfully in this city. So be on the lookout for those type of things coming up, especially if you know someone who's a little bit older and maybe in that really at-risk age group for strokes and stuff like that might need additional information on how to prevent that. So, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Mr. Chair?
Yes, Councilman Chong.
Good evening, folks, again. Thank you so much for being here tonight with us. As Mayor Pro Tem said, Mayor Pro Tem and I went to New York, and he drove back and forth. Thank you so much. That's a good driver. We had a good time. We attended the UN and this Bangladeshi convention at the Crown Hotel Plaza. We had a foreign minister from Bangladesh as a chief guest and other dignitaries. And they gave us a very good hospitality as well as a plug to all the elected officials. Thank you to those who organized that event. And as far as the water shut off, I believe we still have a REP program going on. And if you needed help, reach out to me for the REP programs, water assistance program. And the department DPS will accommodate, will work with you as soon as you apply for this REP program. So your water will not be shut off. That's all from me. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Councilman.
So yesterday at this time I was in Montgomery, Alabama. So I have to think whether I have to come here and vote about this important subject, or I have to finish my business mission. So I decided to start driving. I drove there from 9 p.m. I got here 9 a.m. in the morning. Almost 12 hours and something. So I came and I cast my vote, and I want to let the residents know that I have school and conflict with this meeting. So sometimes if I have important subject in the class, like exams, review or something like that, I may not show up. But if there's important stuff like this, I may try to, make it to this meeting. And thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, if nobody speak, may I speak? I forget one thing.
Go ahead.
So here is the one council. This is the part-time job, and council off. If I am off today, I am not the unexcused off or excuse off. Just it is the off from the council, and it is the law and it is the previous practice. Then if somebody can say it is unexcused off, he has to come to the council resolution, make that unexcused or excuse. So if any council member off from the council, it is the off from the council, absent from the council. Okay, it's not the unexcused absence. Unexcused and excused being decided from the council resolution. Previously I did it. There is another council member did not came 3 months. There is the health issue, personal issue, and there is no issue for us, because if you have to make that unexcused, you have to bring the resolution. Previous former council member tried to bring resolution against me to the unexcused thing, but they cannot even bring, because previous practice, you did not do the other council member, city clerk said, you cannot do this one as specific. So again and again, to clarify, the day off for the council member is the absent from the council, the day when he or she not here. It's not unexcused. So if council member wanna make that excuse, bring the resolution, next council meeting, I want those days need an excuse from you guys or the council. Then he can bring that one to the resolution. As majority vote approve, is get approved. But if majority don't get approved, then it's marked as a unexcused.
Can I suggest something?
Yeah.
After I take the roll, and I don't know, maybe you can look into it, legal matters. After I take the roll, whoever is absent, let's say for example, if you were absent one day after I take a roll, the next vote would be, is this excused? And you vote on it,
Right.
and you have it filed in your agenda,
Yeah.
if it's an excused absence or an unexcused, and we have it in the minutes.
We've provided a memo.
We cannot bring right away.
But this way they vote
Unless
on
council
it,
member
they
bring it.
actually voted on
We need to fix this issue.
No, it is only the council member has to bring.
We didn't need to leave it like that. We need to fix
This is
it.
the time for reports, though. I think, yeah.
Excuse me.
We need to fix
Let me
it.
finish
We're
on
not
my
gonna leave it
statement.
like that.
My statement.
Your table,
Yes.
Mayor.
Okay, here is the one. It's not the clerk responsibility to bring next council meeting. It's the council responsibility to bring anytime they want. If somebody want to bring a resolution, Muhammad Hassan of 3 days, I want that resolution bring to the excuse or unexcused slash councilman bring. The formality and practice and the law is, as a city clerk, mark absent. That's all.
Thank you. Anyone else of the city council members to talk? All right, we'll move to the city manager. I'm sorry, chief financial, we don't have?
No, not in today.
All right, city manager report, please.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Diamond wanted to provide just a quick update in regards to sewer flushing, or hydro flushing.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm on behalf for the fire department and the public services department. Next week, we are going to start hydrant testing, water main flushing. The fire department are going to be doing the actual hydrant flushing, but I just wanted to let you know that we are doing this. We haven't gone full in the last couple of years with COVID and everything, but we're going to go through it strong this year, get a good flushing of the system. It helps remove sediments from our lines, help us to prepare for our hydrants. We've been replacing and repairing them throughout the year. So it's a great list right now that we have right now. We used to have a big list of out-of-service hydrants. We don't anymore, and this will only help us. So I believe the city manager, Garbarino, sent you an email with the directions of how we're going to do it. We're going to do it in zones, start with the west side, then we're going to move over to the east side. That way, if anything is an issue, it will be caught in that zone. So if residents have brown water or low pressure, they'll know this is what we're doing at that time. So hopefully it'll give them a little heads up, kind of cause the calls to come in for it. So this is a great thing for the city. Do it every year. Obviously I did it 26 years with the fire department, looking at it a different way in the DPW department. So we need to continue to do this. Yes, sometimes accidents happen. Yes, sometimes we have water main breaks through this, but this is a good way to find out the infrastructure. Rather it happen on emergency. It's in a controlled substance. So.
It'll also be on social media for residents.
Fire department will put it on their Facebook page. We'll put it on our Facebook page. We'll have it on the website, and then you have the zones of what we put them in, and then how we'll do them. So, if anybody has any questions, obviously they can contact my department. Thank you.
A couple other small things. The fire department will have their open house on the 9th coming up. The 9th is also the tentative reschedule for the Joel Lewis Greenway Alley event that the councilwoman mentioned earlier. Unfortunately, this last one got rained out, it got called off. The cleanup was also last Saturday. People did come out. Unfortunately, the weather wasn't that cooperative, so we didn't get quite the turnout we had hoped, but nonetheless, some dedicated people did still come out. As always, there are still filter replacements and cartridges for the water in Mr. Diamond's department there. Anyone can come into City Hall Monday through Thursday and get those. And we still, as the councilman had suggested, have the RAP program and various other programs for anyone in danger of shutting off their water. Our code department is in full force now. We are fully staffed. If anyone has specific hot spots or complaints, please send them to us so we can get them addressed. We'd love to get things in order there. The PD has a few things coming up. Chief, did you want to talk about those walk to school?
Sure. I can do that real quick. So the Hamtramck Police Department, every year we try to do some walk to school events with the Hamtramck schools. The fire department's joining us this year. We often invite the Michigan State Police to come help, and what we do is we just pick a strategic point near the school and walk with the kids. We talk to them about safety, about crosswalk and pedestrian safety and watching for cars. And so we just kind of, it gives us a good opportunity to let the students see our faces, and we walk them into the schools. We're doing that on October 5th and October 12th, coordinated with the schools. We're also in the planning stages of a trunk or treat public safety night, which will be at Zussman Park. The tentative date we've selected is October 26th, which is a Wednesday. I expect it to be around 5:30 to 7:30. I have more information. The city manager can reach out to you if anyone is interested in helping with that or sponsoring your own trunk to help meet with the community and things like that, you're more than welcome to assist us with that. And we'll just kind of have the fire trucks, police cars out there, pass out some goodies for the kids, and hope to see you there. We'll get more information for you.
Thank you, Chief.
That was it.
Mr. Mayor, that's all we have.
All right, thank you so much. Now we will go back to the public comment.
No public comments, Mr. Mayor.
All right, and no closed session, so we will.
Motion?
Second.
All right, it's 8:22 p.m.
You really want to go.
Thank you.